how can like an individual make a change in the judicial system? Because it seems pretty hard. I mean, let's say in your case, really hard, because now it comes down to Supreme Court or to the governor.
I think that the way that one individual can make the change is, I think that first you have to have a sympathetic case in the first place, and you also have to be not photogenic, but you have to be well spoken, and you have to have something that you bring to the table, and clearly in this case you need to have people pay attention. So like if that's me, I can scream my head off back in the unit, and it's not going to change anything, or file a million briefs, it's not going to change anything. But having one individual with the set of circumstances that I have, and then having enough people around it who bring attention to it, can change. And then once it does, how I act from there out. You know, if I get out and I do right, and I make a ton of positive changes, and I help, you know, or do something good for the world, then it makes it easier for the next guy or the next 10 guys to get out, because you can't use me as a bad example against it. You can't say, well, we let this guy out and he screwed it up and went on a rampage. What you can say is this guy got out and went to med school and is now a doctor. So what potential are we wasting with these other kids? You know, so I think that's the key, is that you just have to get any individual, like when you're there, you have to get people to understand or to view you as potential, especially in the case of juveniles. You have to get them to stop looking at you as wasted and like spoiled, basically. They have to see you as someone who can actually make make a change, or can influence things for the better out in the world. And it takes, like I said, it takes somebody with, with a sympathetic case. I mean, I can be as well spoken as I want and be a good guy and everything else, but if my case is terrible, people are still going to have that as an impediment that they can't really get past.
Now, what about, like, so once you get out, are you interested in giving talks, or?
I think that would be fun to do. I think that it would be important on top of that. I just think, like Nate and I were talking about, which is the experiences that we have are so different from what most people have ever gone through. And basically the consequences that we have suffered for our actions enable us to actually put like a face to what kids out there are facing in general, or not even kids, but even if we were to speak to like the legislature, it's one thing to hear a guy who doesn't like this stuff talk. It's quite another to listen to a guy who has been through it. And has seen it from the inside, from the whole way. And so it's far more powerful. And when these bills and stuff come up, there's opportunities for people like that to come talk. If you can get a sponsor to let you. So I think that could make a big difference. And I think that talking to schools about stuff like what Nate and I went through, just on the point of, if something's happening, this is how you take care of it, not how we took care of it.
But also, I think from what I remember hearing is that there were attempts, I think it was through your parents, to contact social services. Social services showed up, and they basically told us, off the record, we're geared towards like girls and young boys. They said 16-year-old boys they have to take care of themselves. You're already a man as far as they're concerned. That's crazy.
And on top of that, they have the meeting with like him and his parents in the room where he's supposed to say what they've been doing to him.
So that,
you know,
that's
and he's
crazy.
terrified of them. Why is he going to tell him anything?
Yeah.
And
So that's another, like what I was saying, bottleneck. That's someplace
right.
where that really, it's you know, unfortunate that that was the person.
Yeah.
That was assigned to that case.
It's,
you know,
it's
and it could have,
could have changed
everything.
And,
yeah.
and the cops are so poorly trained for that.
Yeah.
It's shocking because you know, like there was a point when Nate had run away and hello, time to go.
Just about.
All right.
Okay,
So
cool.
we can get you processed and get you back.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll wrap it up.
Thanks.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a point when Nate had ran away, and a cop called me, and I told him that all this stuff was happening to Nate, and he said, "All right, we already know about it. We're going to take care of it. We're going to help. We're going to get him the help he needs. Here's the number that he calls to get the help." And so I gave Nate the number,
Yeah.
and it's a tracking code, and like 5 cops show up and arrest him and bring him back to his house.
So that's just so
that's-
sad.
The help he needs is the cops arresting him. Basically,
Yeah.
that's what they're saying. So
Well, anyway, I guess we have to wrap it up.
Yep.
I really appreciate you coming out here.
definitely, thank you.